Hello, Jimbo.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Many will be able to tell just from that short little conversation that your accent isn't of a southern dialect. How did getting a season ticket at Hartley Whitney begin?
I ended up getting a placement down in the area near Reading. From there, got invited along to a game by Ashton. And then turned up to a pre-season friendly against Horsham. Just had a few drinks, enjoyed the game. It was a cracking game. I think we went 2-0 down and ended up pulling it back to win 3-2. And it was just all around like a really fun experience. And then I just kept coming back.
Was the drinking in view of the pitch the main draw?
Well, it was a perk, obviously. Like you can't do that in any of the higher leagues. But I think the all-round experience of like just enjoying the football, because it's the one thing I noticed was having never really watched non-football before coming to see Hartley Whitney. I was surprised at how good the quality was.
You're obviously a Blackburn Rovers fan. How does the Hartley Whitney experience compare to the Rovers experience?
There's a lot of the same frustrations and a lot of the same joy.
Do you think Hartley Whitney has grown a space in your heart?
As with a lot of people I've spoken to who follow non-league, my main team will obviously still be Blackburn, but I'll always keep an eye out for Hartley Whitney, and hopefully in the future going forward be able to go to many a game. It's been pretty special to me while I've moved down. I've even ended up getting a hat. Anyone who doesn't have one of the hats, I'd really recommend. I've been wearing it for so many of the walks I've been going on during lockdown.
Obviously we're into a new lockdown. How are you coping during this new lockdown without Hartley Whitney?
Well, yeah, it's obviously been tough, working from home, not really going out, socialising much. So just looking forward to getting back to going to the games, because it's quite a nice release from all the stress of COVID and everything. Just being able to go on, stand, watch some football and talk to people. But yeah, lockdown, as for everyone, it has been rather difficult.
Do you think with moving to a new area, do you think Hartley Whitney helped you adjust to the south?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's been one of my favourite things. It's been even when it's been tough, adjusting to a new area, completely different to anywhere I've ever lived before. It's been one thing's keeping me down in the south for the majority of the time. Going, oh, but there's this FA Cup tie on this weekend. Oh, there's this game. I can't go off up north in case I miss this game. So yeah, it's been a big thing in helping me settle down in the south. It's been a really lovely club, but really warming.
Talking about warming, is that the main beauty of Hartley Whitney, the warmth of the club?
Oh yeah, definitely. Anytime you go to any of the games, you can just chat to anyone. And I think that's the other thing, is that everyone there is just so friendly and willing to have just a conversation, which during the current climate where conversations with normal people face to face is so rare, it's such a nice release.
Although you're scared that your Hartley Whitney journey might be over for this year, might be over a bit too early.
Yeah, it's overall disappointing. Obviously, I'd like to keep going to more and more games, but at the end of the day, I think safety does come over a lot of things. But yeah, I think it's hard to say I won't be able to go to another game this season. That is quite upsetting. But going forward, obviously, I'm going to try and keep going to more and more, even if I'm not in the area. So I don't think it's the end of an era.
Has anything surprised you about Hartley Whitney?
Quality of football, without really knowing much about it. I was expecting it very much to just be park football, hoofing it sort of thing. And then when I sat and watched, there was a lot of very good, very enjoyable quality of football.
In terms of quality of football, obviously the players, well, they are quite good, in my opinion. Have there been any standout performers, any fan favourites? If you had to buy a club shirt maybe in the future, who would you have on the back?
I think the ones that have probably impressed me the most have been some of the younger lads, Dominic Morgan Griffiths and Anis Nair. Them two have been they've looked really technically good with their feet, which is, I think, the one thing I wasn't really expecting as much at this level. But then still, there's been some other like real class players like Mitch, Sam Argent, Ben Wright. Like Ben Wright, some of his finishes have been spectacular, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I think even when you look at the goalkeeping, some of the distribution out from the back has been fairly impressive for like, particularly this level of football.
Obviously, an important part of your journey so far has been the FA Cup journey that got us to the fourth qualifying round and one step away from the magical first round. How much fun was that great run, and what are your favourite memories from it?
Oh, there was some great memories during that FA Cup run. Like the absolute manic game that was the first game of it against Hamworthy United. Just the amount of, after not really watching competitive football in the flesh, seeing that absolute like carnage of everyone absolutely fighting like leg and limb for it. And then my standout one has to be Hamwell Town, where I think we were 3-1 down at half time, was it? And then the upcoming back to win 5-3. That was spectacular.
I think you said to me during then, when we were 2-0 down or 3-1 down at one point. I think you might have turned to me and said something like, "Oh, good luck with the manager interview."
Oh yeah. They were the league before, and it was a fairly poor first half, 3-1 down at half time, and I turned to you thinking, "Oh, Millers isn't going to be happy with that." So I just thought, "Oh, good luck, Ashton, with the interview. It's going to be a bit of a frosty one." And then to come back like that, I thought, yeah, I've definitely been made to eat my words there.
I think it still was a bit of a frosty one. I don't think Miller's standards was too happy with conceding 3. If the season is cut short, which I doubt it will be, I think there may be changed to a more localised approach to it. But what were you looking most forward to that you might not be able to experience anymore? The
one I was really looking forward to was Truro away, because I think it would have been nice to do a weekend of that, get the Airbnb, invite a few lads who we're friends with who haven't been able to come down and watch, because then showing them what a brilliant little club it is, and then having the good weekend away in Cornwall, like I think that would have been quality. But it is what it is. You've just got to get on with it.
Will you return to Hartley Whitney in the future? Will that always be a part of your heart?
It'll always have a place in my heart as like helping me get through this year on placement. And obviously in the future, I'd love to come and watch more games. I just have to see where it takes me and whether I can come and stay with like any relatives in the area or friends in the area to come and watch more games. So
maybe become a villager.
yeah. In the future, if I end up coming back to this place for my job, I could always look at Hartley Whitney for a house. It has crossed my mind, to be honest.
Is supporting your local club something you would recommend to others?
Oh yeah, anyone who, even if you're not in the area for Hartley Whitney, just any local club, I'd really recommend going along, just enjoying the whole atmosphere of it. And the difference is, if you go week in, week out, like for me, if I went week in, week out to Blackburn, it wouldn't really matter that much. You don't really like interact with anything. Whereas going week in, week out to Hartley Whitney, you get that much more like feel of like appreciation from like speaking to the club, speaking to other fans. It's a lot more rewarding to follow than like a big club. So yeah, I'd really recommend it to anyone. Just go support your local club and have a whale of a time.
Last question. There's a gun to your head. Ben Wright or Alan Shearer? Just remember who you're talking about here.
Oh god, yeah, I'm on Hartley Whitney YouTube, aren't I? So yeah, Ben Wright, obviously. Just for that, was it halfway volley he scored in one of the friendlies?
Yeah, against Eastleigh, impressive.
Eat your heart out, Shearer.
Well, thank you for joining me, Jimbo.
Thanks for having me.
It's all right. I hope you can come back to Hartley Whitney sometime, and maybe if not this season, in the future.